Comrades, welcome to this special highlight episode of the Quamfy Show. As you guys can see today, I am without Tim. It's a little bit odd. Today, the date is January 29th, 2023. And this episode, as you can see in the title, will be solely about a couple of the biggest partnerships that are confirmed for Quant Network and about their revenue. We have been getting questions for people wanting to know what the valuation of Quant is actually based off and if it is justified. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a bunch of partnerships, starting with LACCHAIN, then moving to Oracle, and ending with SIA as well as with the discussion. What's our discussion? Some statements about the revenue. So part of the question was, how much revenue does Quant generate from government applications and enterprise utility? Name a single thing that justifies a 1 billion plus market cap. I hear a lot about how you're all about utility. So what kind of utility do you provide that generates any value to the holder? Any cash flow from something? I mean, it's worth over $1 billion in real money. So what's backing this valuation apart from speculation and hype like every other shitcoin? I don't see it. Great. Tim got this message and he addressed it well and with a lot of patience. So we decided to make a video and talk about this. So to start, we have LACCHAIN. This is in Spanish. You can switch it to English. Links for everything are in the description. It's a big consortium and it has over 205 nodes, 115 entities are in there, and there are 15 million blocks mined already. There is a dashboard. This is a public permission network, meaning that everybody can join, but you have to pass a KYC and some other tests before you can actually participate. And it's pretty interesting. This means that everybody, every business, every company can start a node on LACCHAIN and participate in the network. Quant is providing the interoperability for this. And what they can do right now with LACCHAIN is they can leapfrog, as Gil states it. And that means that, given an example, they just skip the personal computer part altogether. They just move from just television and no computer directly to mobile. Or in this case, from legacy, they just skip a lot of the legacy infrastructure and they move to mobile and DLT. There's very little infrastructure there, so there's big strides that can be made, and that is what they're doing. We made an episode, I'll put the link in the description as well, stating that actually the entire world is looking at LACCHAIN, because if they can make DLT work, and if they can manage to get all those countries to participate on the same network, which is a DLT, and make it work with cell phone towers and mobile phones for identity, money, everything, so that people can just pay peer-to-peer. What is also interesting is this.
One of the biggest things that we're doing is we're actually creating the Latin American dollar, and that's quite exciting. So this is with the Inter-American Development Bank over in Washington. They've created a LACCHAIN consortium, which is the Latin America chain. And they asked us to participate and bring our technology to Latin America. And what that does is it allows us to interconnect the region. So all the countries that we're working with, initially 12 countries, will be using the Overledger technology to create an interbank network between all the different countries and the regions, and then create remittance and payment corridors between the US and Latin America. And so what this means is businesses and citizens and people on the ground will be using the Latin American dollar to trade and create commerce, which is a lot more efficient. It's a lot more simple and quicker than what they have today. And we're proud of what we can do and really, enable change and make people's lives better over in Latin America.
Yeah, so there you have it, straight from Gilbert's mouth himself. This is huge. And like I said, the whole world is watching. This will go live in 2023, so that's this year. Keep it in the back of your head. We're going to return to this a little bit later on. So what is next? Oracle is next. And back in 2019, Quant was accepted to the global startup ecosystem, which was already really cool. Quant Network's vision for Overledger is to provide customers choice with ease of implementing any blockchain technology. So as you guys know, Quant Network provides interoperability for both legacy system as well as DLT and blockchain. It has several coding languages that you can use, and it makes everything very easy. Oracle is now already pivoted towards providing cloud infrastructure. It's called OCI, the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and it is big. So they have over 430,000 customers, and not all of them are huge, but a lot of them are. And this means that a large part of the traffic will go through Overledger. And we are not even scratching the surface on what we know from what is going on with Oracle. And did Oracle say something themselves? Yes, they did. This tweet: our work with Quant Network on blockchain technology is helping drive financial inclusion and digitization in Latin America. At Fast Company has the story. So that is also interesting because they are also involved with LACCHAIN, and that's just separate from what is going on between Quant and LACCHAIN themselves. There's an article written on this, 13th of July, 2022. Check that out. It is in the description, and you can find all the details there. A lot of quotes from this being used in several media reports. Highly encourage you to look into this. And of course,
connectivity is made easy. If you're an
with the
Oracle
help
customer,
of no other than Hungarian Horntil. He was on the show, and we did a deep dive. As you can see, this video is almost 2 hours. We have timestamps in that video, so you can hop to wherever you want. Highly recommend it. There's a little bit of speculation in there that's very well underscored if that's the case. Definitely check this out. Oracle is huge. So we have now LACCHAIN, Oracle and LACCHAIN. And also both of these companies, which a lot of people most definitely found interesting, are connected to the United States of America. As we go back real quick to the dashboard, you can see all the nodes here. And a lot of these nodes are on the US mainland. For briefness of this video, I recommend go here and do some research yourself. Because Latin America and the United States, they want to trade. And right now, trading is really expensive. Sending money is really expensive. And this can most definitely help solve those costs. And now another one, and a lot of people are going to laugh when you hear this, UST. UST is partnered with Quant as well. And no, it has nothing to do with the UST that went belly up. This UST is the provider of solutions that serve 50 of the top US health systems, touching the lives of over 189 million Americans. Explore how we're crafting powerful patient experiences alongside our customers. Health, Quant has been involved with health since inception. Quant and UST partnered to accelerate the adoption of institutional digital assets across financial services. Partnership empowers banks and capital market participants to tokenize existing asset classes and issue interoperable digital assets, creating new business opportunities and revenue streams quickly and easily. For the details, read the article. To break this down, everything will get tokenized in the future. And you've heard this before, but tokenizing stuff, money, bonds, whatever, makes them all far more liquid and gives a lot better control and monitoring of what is going on. And yes, people will call this maybe Big Brother is watching you, but it is inevitable. The costs of using tokens rather than actual cash speeds up everything. Clearing times are going to nearly zero, or sometimes for bonds and stocks right now. 2 days. Sending money from one end to the world to the other end might take 5 business days and will cost you a ton of fees across the board. So tokenization is inevitable, and Quant is front and center. They obviously have Tokenize, and they have a ton of other projects in the works, including NFTs, to help companies like this, like UST, to provide services, because that is what Quant does. Usually they white label, in this case, they partner, and what they do is they provide infrastructure that can be used by people that have no knowledge of blockchain or DLT whatsoever, and make it simple for everyone to use. Like I said, they have multiple coding languages that are being accepted, plug and play solutions through Oracle and their own website. So not the USD that you thought. This is a behemoth. This company is huge, and this will change a lot of lives, because when we look at medical services, everybody in crypto thinks that finances are big, right? Medical is even bigger, because everything needs to be secure, everything needs to be confidential, everything needs to be tracked. Because think about it, if you look at supply chain, heart rate monitors, respirators, medicine, all those things need to be tracked. Right now it's really cumbersome, because you got bills of lading, you got all these manifests, paper moving from A to B, or email, even worse, and things getting lost. If you can track everything on the blockchain, you can prevent so much trouble, save so much money, and as a result, improve healthcare, improve, well, just about everything, because everything will be quicker, everything will be more secure, and everything will be a lot more convenient. UST, medical, tokenization, wonderful things. Number 3 is SIA. Most of you that are aware of Quant Network are aware of SIA. SIA was the first big confirmed partner. This is a thread made by Greg Lund at Greg Lund 27, summarizing what SIA is and how they evolved, because SIA was big when they partnered with Quant. They had over 580 banks, including some central banks that they serviced. Their partnership has evolved into one of the most intriguing, underappreciated collaborations in digital payments. A thread on the birth and evolution of NEXI Group, because now SIA is partnered with NEXI. And as a result, NEXI now has integrated Quant to their infrastructure as well. So 1 year after signing the aforementioned agreement, SIA announced its blockchain interoperability testing has been a success, integrating Quant Overledger into core SIA chain infrastructure. SIA chain is an enormous amount of fiber optic cable around the world. I believe it's well over a couple 100,000 kilometers. And at that time, SIA connected 580 banks. SIA also processed 14 billion institutional transactions per year, providing service in over 50 countries, and was selected by the European Central Bank to provide payments and securities infrastructure for numerous European central banks. So Quant's involved there. In October 2020, SIA signed a deal to merge with NEXI, the leader in Italian payment infrastructure. The agreement was finalized in 2021 to create NEXI Group, which immediately became the largest scale European paytech, representing 65% of European consumption. So NEXI Group and their payment infrastructure is bigger than SWIFT. Bigger. As of January 2022, NEXI Group handles 2.4 million merchants, 160 million cards, and more than 21 billion transactions per year. They represent over 1,000 top financial institutions and are the #1 merchant acquirer and card processor in all of Europe. So the key figures: over 25 countries, over 1K top financial institutions, #1 merchant acquirer, #1 card processor, 300 million annual total IT and innovation spent. They process over 160 million cards a year, which is astounding. This is from the NEXI press kit. The thread to Greg Lund is in the description, and you can follow the link from him. Leave him a like, leave him a retweet. So on March 31st, NEXI announced one of their subsidiaries, RatePay, had formed a partnership with PayPal in Germany. Going forward, any business in Germany who invoices through PayPal will be doing so on NEXI's payment infrastructure. So PayPal in the bag. And on April 14th, another NEXI Group affiliate, Nets, launched SoftPay, a new technology allowing Android phones to make contactless payments. SoftPay is rolling out with Salient Group, Denmark's largest retailer, with a 35% market share and 9 billion in revenue generated in 2020. So on May 12th, NEXI acquired Orderbird, Europe's leading iPad cash register system. The company helps bars, restaurants, and consumers have a smoother payment experience. Has more than 15,000 customers in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and France. So they just keep going and going. May 20th, partnership with Piteco. June 1st, partnership with Biper Banca and Banca de Sardegna. And so on. That was written on June 3rd, 2022. And those 5 events took place in 62 days, which is astounding. So in the coming years, blockchain and CBDC payments will become more and more commonplace in the global network. NEXI Group continues to expand. And one thing that I never need to worry about is how they're interoperating across systems, because that's what Quant does. They interoperate legacy with blockchain, legacy, etc., where needed. Quant website shows that LACCHAIN is a partner, NEXI is a partner, Oracle, Volo, and Nanocorp. We'll get to those in a different video. So this is huge. CEO is already connected to every bank in the world, just about. And now that they have the NEXI connection, they are the biggest in Europe, and they will, at this rate, maybe even become bigger than SWIFT in the world. We will see. So that's a lot of utility, and I'm not sure how anybody can deny this. Then we get the revenue thing, because being profitable is important for a company, and that's always a big ask, right? Because Quant is a private company. The private companies do not have to disclose their holdings, their finances, their transactions, and such. A lot of people in the crypto sphere want the transparency. They want to know what is going on. They want to know what the books look like, etc. Well, it's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to see on a blockchain or on a ledger what Quant is up to, except for the Ethereum blockchain if you want to check the Quant token. And even that is obfuscated well. So how do we know if Quant is making money? Well, they have obviously their products, they have Overledger, they have their white labels that they're selling, but we don't know anything about this. What we do know is Alpha Sigma Capital. They invested in Quant Network on the 21st of July, 2020. They bought a bunch of tokens. I do not know if they are still invested. One of their most famous quotes is, "We just recognized that Quant is doing what Ripple promised." Quant and SIA Europe successfully tested blockchain interoperability between multiple distributed ledger technology protocols on SIA's interbank network, SIAnet. SIA is the backbone for financial institutions, central banks, corporates, and the public sector to process their transactions. It was clear that Quant's operating system provides the layer for blockchain interoperability in the financial services sector, according to Enzo Villani, managing partner at Alpha Sigma Capital. Then we have Forbes, September 3rd, 2019, and they made a statement that Quant was generating 10 million. In September 18, the company raised 11 million from a number of private and corporate investors. And the company is on track to turn over 10 million this financial year, and with UX expansion plans underway. Quant is embarking on another capital raise for growth and in discussion with strategic partners and institutional investors. So where are we now? No one knows. It is not uncommon for tech companies to not be profitable for a long time. If you look at a lot of the companies that are in S&P 500, they have usually 3, 4, 5 times for a healthy company more debt than they have actual value, which is normal. And it's not the same as revenue, I know that. But for a public company, you can check, and with a crypto company, you cannot. Sorry, with Quant Network, a private company, you cannot. So where does this leave us? And should you worry about if a company is already profitable and to what extent do we need those numbers to make an investment decision. I would say the writing is on the wall. If we look at just LACCHAIN, SIA, Oracle, UST, the sheer amount of volume that will be processed in the future, to me is unfathomable. And these are all the confirmed partnerships. There are also a ton of confirmed partnerships. Tata Consulting is one. Quartz is a very well-known white label. And it goes on and on. If you go into Counchill, you can check that out for yourself. Link to Counchill is also in the description. So where does this leave us? If you are looking for a company for which you can see everything, you need to go to the stock market. If you want everything confirmed, you can find those companies most likely, but you will not buy their token or their stock at a bargain, because if everybody knows, then everybody knows. Quant right now, January 29, 2023, has about 120,000 wallets. 80,000 of those have one quant or more. If you look at Bitcoin, I can't remember the number from the top of my head, but they have well over 200 million wallets. A lot of them are having one Bitcoin or more. So you're really early. But the same goes for Ripple. Does everybody know what Ripple is doing? I don't know. But simply ignoring the utility that is going on, to me, is just madness. And these are not empty partnerships. These are not empty crypto partnerships. This is not our imagination playing around. There's 14.9 million QNT tokens. There's only 120,000 people holding QNT. I'm happy that I am holding. Check out the description for all the links. Make sure you do your own research. Make sure you check out what is what, form your own opinion, and make sure that you leave a comment and we'll discuss. And we'll see if we can find some common ground. So this is me for now. First time solo video. A little bit awkward hearing myself, seeing myself talk. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like this. If you want to see more of these types of videos, and we'll do our best to accommodate. For now, do your own research and make sure to stay Quamfy. Cheers.